What up, biop? Hello, Truth and Transparency here. Monday nights. Hope you guys are doing well. Hopefully it's a good show tonight. I think it will be beautiful. Again, thanks Mod Squad for showing up. When I say Mod Squad, it's all you guys. So, love all my faves. Bumblebee, what a trooper. It's really late where you're at. I told somebody I would give them a little special wrench. So that will be happening. I don't know what name she's coming in and under. You know. But again, hello, Mama 3, Kitty Witty, like that name. What's up, Rydell? Patty, how's it going? Team Psych Ward in the house. Jen. Pretty thing there. Mike dropping Mama, thank you for my package. Super cute. Props to you. And I think Gina was in here earlier. What up? Oh, thank you for your new membership there. Momo. Uh-oh. Hey, dude. Hey, Momo. Thank you. Oh, Charlie Faith, what's good? I mentioned to Crystal Q you were live. Mama 3, my sweet bug. What's up, Kelly? Party Patty. Where's Party Patty? Uh-oh. Feel free to, I'm gonna invite. How was your guys' Monday? Mine was just like a Friday. Just how it should be. Tonight, yes, me and Dr. B gonna talk about everything that you guys want to. Nothing is off limits unless we say pass. So, Canadian Mama, how's it going, sweetie? Sugar. Got my wine, Monday wine. Yes, Momo, I knew that. Callie, what's good? Cut my finger on shaving razor that was in my purse today. Well, that sucks because that's gonna like bother you for a minute. And we use our sit on your finger because then you're using your finger for everything and every time you oh, look out.
Good evening.
Is that God? Hi, Dr. B. What's good?
Hi, how are you? I'm not echoing or anything, am I?
I don't think so. You sound good in my ear.
Perfect, because that's my biggest fear after all these years on these YouTube streets.
I mean, I think it's pretty good. Is it? We'll let the crowd tell us.
Yes, good evening.
I see some of your mods are in here.
Of course.
Those amazing souls.
They are.
Jen, one of my all-time faves now.
I can't see the chat now, so let me try to figure it out.
Okay. Jen says it sounds good.
Perfect. Hi, Jen. My partner in crime.
Yeah, I love her. All right, cool. I think it sounds good. I think everybody sounds great. Bumblebee says money.
Hi, Bumblebee.
I know I give her props. I mean, it's super late.
I know.
Where she's at. So what is it? You're an hour behind me, right? Whoopsies.
Where'd she go? Oh, there you are.
Where did she go? Okay, I can probably take that down too. Let's go like this.
Okay, don't judge me, but I actually had to check the map today because this whole time I was under the impression that Ohio was also central. Don't judge me.
Well, that's kind of why. Well, that's why I had it at 9 and I had to move it back because when you actually said Central, I was like, oh shit, I have it 9 Eastern. So yeah, I mean, I always seem to piss off people though with all my time. So yeah, see guys, it was because of that. We were
Sorry about
confused. No, that was my fault. All me. So, I mean, I'm sure you've been following along with true crime. Even if you're not, you have to like at least see the papers or
Yeah.
Google or something.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, I know you're just head over heels in your case.
Yes. I do kind of like follow along with some interesting cases. I'm definitely on top of Barry Morphew.
Okay.
I'm just refreshing my recollection with the Valo Daybell case with the recent releases,
Gotcha.
police interview releases. And, I've been following the Gabby Petito case maybe for the first week or two until, her body was discovered. And then I kind of stepped away from it because it was pretty much turning into a circus. So,
Right. Well, that's so like I had a list of things that I took some from people that have like, said, hey, what about this? What about this? What about that? But that's 100% how I feel about everything that's going on with Gabby and Brian's situation. And I think for me, it's the, there's other cases or other people that are missing, you know what I mean? And just like the man power and money that's being spent. And then it's kind of like a slap in the face to like other families that have loved ones.
well, think about it this way. If the police could choose or would choose whether or not a case would be highly publicized, that puts them in the spotlight. I mean, the police officers in Moab, Utah, for example, the body cam that we watched. Now, in just watching it from an objective perspective and with the information that they had at that time and that everything that was at that time was, I thought they handled it very professionally, and I thought they consulted with one another. It wasn't just one guy calling the shots. They talked through all the different options, and they made an informed decision.
Yeah.
And I didn't see anything that was out of the norm. In fact, I think that they kind of tried to help them out, really, because
Yeah.
if it was a different scenario, and I am going to go there, but if it was a person of color, for example, or a member of a minority group, it would look a little bit different. So
Absolutely. That's something that I've been saying as well, is that if you took away Gabby and Brian and inserted African-American, male and female, how does that play out?
right. So, but since it did already, get the attention of the nation and the world eventually, that's not a bad thing. When it becomes a bad thing, though, is when, people start inserting themselves into a case it's not even solved. This case is in its infancy stage. And, there's so many people interfering with it actively. I mean, protesting in front of the Laundrie family home for what?
For what?
That's interfering with any. I mean, I don't know.
That was actually one of my questions for you is protesters. If people were outside of your house, would that make you come outside and be like, okay, I want to talk?
No, it would make me want to call the police.
Yeah, me too. Well, because I think I said it, I can't remember who I was talking to, but I said, let's say that somebody was outside my house and they're like freaking out, flipping out. What's the first thing that I do? I look out my window. I'm like, what the heck's going on out there? Okay, I'm going to call the police. You know what I mean? Like that's, That's like our first thing, or like, hey, is everything okay? Just so and then to find out, okay, now people are throwing stuff.
Yeah, I looked into this. I looked into this a little bit. I don't know if you had a chance to see my last video that I put out, but I did a little bit of investigating there. And when it comes with cases that do get attention like this, they also attract the attention of the darker corners of the internet. So you have actual professional trolls or hoaxers who, will go out
Professionals.
and protest, for example, in front of the parent's home, just to cause a ruckus, just to bait people into a reaction, to try to elicit, some sort of response, basically harassing someone, just
That's
terrorizing the neighborhood. And that's the trend now. And it's called, quote unquote journalism or amateur journalism or whatever they want to call themselves. But really, it's just a group of con artists masquerading around as journalists and harassing people for clout, basically.
yeah. I was just gonna say, didn't Molly Golightly go there and go live? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she did. And I will say for Molly, I don't think that that's her first time, going to a place like that. So I don't, I can't say for her that I can, that it's a pattern. But for people like Jonathan Lee Riches, who is one of the people who's been there for weeks now, I mean, like,
Yeah, and he's on with Jay for Justice, correct?
I think so, yes, there is a link. He actually works for this. They call themselves a fake news organization on Facebook. Your content, I learned about them first when the Watts prison tapes were leaked. Remember,
Oh,
it was a
okay. Yeah,
big
yeah, yeah.
deal. Right. So that's that whole crew. And so when I saw that guy in front of the house of Brian Laundrie's parents' house, I was like, what is Johnny Boy doing there? Like,
Yeah.
And so, I just start looking around and, oh, what do you know? It's the same crew. And I mentioned that in the video, and it's what they do. It's their job to go around and to just incite just garbage for trash news, for clicks and views, and that's a whole category of its own of trolls. But then you have, you know, our version of trolls here in true crime too.
Yeah, exactly. When do you think that there's any grounds to stand on when it would become, like, what's the difference between protesting and harassing?
Well, what are they protesting? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I
what?
think it's crazy because people are mad that the Laundrie family is exercising their right to remain silent,
Right.
but you're exercising your right to peaceful protest
What's
because
peaceful
of,
about
yeah,
what's
that's,
peaceful about taunting a family, sticking
I don't,
photographs and murals of Gabby and sticking signs on their front yard or lawn, whatever it's called. Um, sorry.
yeah, the
That,
throwing
what would you
laundry
do if it was
baskets.
Cassie? That's harassment. That's not.
I think that's what I'm trying to say is how is
And
this not grounds for,
also aren't the Laundry family, aren't they considered private citizens? So I don't know that you can really protest in front of a private citizen's home when they haven't broken any laws or anything. I mean, right now they're really in limbo. They don't know whether, or they say that we don't know what's going on. We don't know what information the police have. It
yeah.
appears that they're cooperating now with the police because I've seen photographs of Brian's dad out there searching with them, and so we don't know. And at that point, like I said, it just feels like it's harassment, and you're not really,
So my
there isn't
stance,
any right that you're fighting for? Like what
Yeah, like it's not like you're marching for LGBTQ rights down Main Street because,
yeah.
yeah, you usually protest when it's affecting you. Well, how is the laundries not speaking publicly affecting other people?
Well, I think that comes again with the victimology here. We're talking about Gabby Petito, who's a beautiful young lady who was just beginning to live her life. And, the skies were the limits for her. So a lot of people were able to relate to that and to relate with her. And we see what's called this parasocial relationship, where kind of like with celebrities, it's really a one-sided relationship with this image that you create in your head. And that happened with Shanann Watts. And an extreme of this are the Shiners, for example, where it just becomes, kind of pathological. And then you have, compassionate people where it's just it is what it is. It's a tragic story and you feel compassion, but
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
you
I
don't let
think that everybody, in the world wants justice for Gabby. I mean,
exactly.
who doesn't want justice for anybody in that situation? I think there's a lot of people out there that I would want justice for.
Well,
So
and I would say, this might sound a little harsh, but
harsh is always good.
I don't know that a lot of people who might be standing out there and protesting, I don't really know that they would be able to tell you even what the process is in the criminal justice system, especially if they haven't been through it themselves. Because if they think that they believe in justice, then, standing in front of key witnesses, potential, people
Yeah.
that are key in this case, and intimidating and harassing them, how that might lead into justice. That's nothing but an angry mob.
Yeah.
It's like we're regressing, we're going backwards. We need to go forward.
Yes, I would agree with that. I also think I was watching Twitter when something came up. I don't know whose Twitter handle it was, but
Shiners wear blinders. I'm sorry.
I'll post that for you. But it was, they were video recording his dad mowing. And while this was happening, though, the guy that was video recording, he was in the street, but another guy with a camera, he was literally not in the laundry property, but the neighbors, facing the house to the right. Well, no offense, but why are these neighbors allowing people to go onto their property?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's their right, So
So
again,
so when people are so basically that camera guy would have had to ask, "Hey, do you care if we
well,
roll up?"
let me tell you from the other perspective here. Excuse me one second.
Achoo.
Yes.
God bless you.
Thank you. A couple of weeks ago, might have even been a month ago, I don't know. There's news that really close by there's talks about bodies being these guys, two brothers confessing to burying their mother and sister in their backyard. So the first thing that I did is I got in my car, I got my GoPro, and I went there. you know, and of course, like I've gone to enough concerts that I've really mastered the art of, getting through undetected because, I always wanted to be like right in the center of. So anyways, I end up in an alley and it's a really great spot for where I can hear them excavating, right?
Uh huh.
And a neighbor pops up behind me and we start having this conversation and he was pretty cool and I thought that was awesome, where that neighbor let me in and he let me into their community and kind of like what their neighborhood is like, what it's like living there. And I'm just a stranger, so I thought that was nice. But then when you think about, there are so many people who can easily exploit this, because just on the other side of the alley, was the whole, what do you call them, row of like media people, whatever. So I don't know. Like, I think it's the neighbors, right? And I think sometimes, that's pretty cool that some people are willing to
I mean,
help
do you
you.
think that they got paid?
Well, I don't know. I mean, who knows what people's motives are. For that guy, for that reporter who was like sleeping in the neighbor's house for like a week, yeah, I think they got something out of that,
So do you think they're Airbnb-ing the houses out
Something
around
like
there?
that,
Okay.
probably, yeah, but I don't know that. Oh yeah, it's like a tourism spot now.
Right.
But I don't know that, like, just hopping in the backyard for like a couple of minutes. I don't think,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was
Oh,
well,
for the campers, yeah.
yeah. I mean, what, because they were all trying to say, how are you mowing the lawn right now? You just, found out that Gabby was strangled. How are you mowing the lawn? It was the next day after the autopsy was revealed on cause of death. And I mean, I think it's kind of like when you hear like about any death in your family, when you hear something, I mean, how everybody reacts to things differently. But do you take any, like, what do you think about him mowing the lawn?
Is that
Can you hear?
is that real?
Is it real? Is what real? That he was mowing the lawn?
No, is it real that that was a question? Like, what do I think about?
Him mowing? No, because they were making such a big deal about the fact that he was mowing the lawn. I just wanted your psyche on that. Like,
Well, let me see. When I found out that my father passed away, I rearranged my mother's entire house, like redecorated, put, paintings up, changed the furniture around, like, so, yeah. I don't think, I just think it's ridiculous to even read into,
it's ridiculous. Like, is that new? I mean, that's what I think.
yeah. No, it's ridiculous to read into it at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know, if he wants to set his backyard on fire, like, he can do whatever he wants, it's on his property. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. If he, I would start building a fence in my front yard.
I don't know. I mean, isn't Florida where all the
Actually, I would probably
fun,
stay at a family member's house, but
isn't Florida where all the fun cases come from? Isn't there like a whole,
Colorado and Florida, I think, take the cake.
yeah, isn't there like a whole thing about a Florida man, da 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 da, like,
Yeah.
So
Aliquippa might be right behind. People don't know yet.
I just don't understand, how we're here, like, what is it, a month into this, and no one's pulled out a gun yet on these people that are like storming these people's front lawns.
Yeah, no,
Wasn't there like a couple of months ago an image of a couple with their rifles during protests? Remember? Like, it's just so bizarre. Florida is weird.
well, I'm just shocked that Jay for Justice isn't there every day. She lives in Florida.
Well, I mean, she's got her guy there, so it's like basically she has her eyes there too. So
Okay, okay. Let's see. All right, we'll give you the tough one here. Parents involved. What do you think? Yes or no?
I don't know. I can't call it, as Kai would say. I don't know if you saw Kai ever, but I don't know. But again, let's just
Let's go off of
let's put things in perspective, right? We don't know anything
correct.
about anything really, but then at the same time, would I expect his parents to throw him under the bus or tell whatever, like, would I expect them to do that? No. Would it be the good and the right thing to
The
do?
moral thing.
Yes. The moral thing, yes. But, we just don't have enough information to really
Do
say
you,
anything. But I don't know. Like, I can't blame them if they're protecting their son.
yeah,
Even though, like,
even though, because they just don't know.
right. But at the same time, like, I don't know the situation, so I'm not condoning or not condoning it. You know what I mean? So,
That's how I feel. We don't really know that much.
yeah, I mean, it's just so ridiculous that people are just making hundreds of hours of live streams on this video when really there's nothing. Like, I barely even have a page of notes of actual, like, facts that we know on this case.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only fact that you can kind of say is that the van made it back from wherever they were at the time back to Florida, because that's where it was. But we don't even know. I mean, nothing's been released in terms of seeing Brian filling up at gas stations or anything like that. I mean, I'm just saying, if you really want to be like crazy specific, how that van got back is, we don't even know that.
Yeah, we don't. And that's why it's just at this point ridiculous. And it's a double-edged sword with these cases like this, because I think early on in the coverage, they're saying, yes, like, internet detectives are definitely helping out this case because the footage that they were sending in was actually relevant and helped them track down
Where the van was.
where the van was and ultimately narrow down the area where they found the body. So in that sense, it is helpful. But I don't think the people who posted the videos are necessarily internet sleuths. You see, because those are the people who were there just by circumstances. They're just kind of witnesses. And I think where it becomes the other side of the coin, where it becomes bad, is when you have the internet sleuths going around and, just without any foundation or any facts to back it up, pointing fingers and carrying out these angry mob attacks on people. And again, not just in this case, but even in the Vallow case. I was listening to one of the interviews. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't wrap my head around that either.
Yeah, the guy was saying, like, I don't care what you need me to do. I just need these internet psychos to stop, like, accusing me of being a child murderer. Like, it's crazy. And that's where, when you were saying, it circles back to, people have the right to peacefully protest. And yes, people also have the right to freedom of speech, but you don't have the right to slander.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I think I know that pretty well.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm there's channels out there that continue to slander my name and the nonprofit.
Oh, yeah.
And I know at times I try to laugh that stuff off, but depending on the type of person you are, I mean, that type of stuff could harm. I mean, someone's going to get hurt. I think it was me and actually Jen talking about that, or that, this type of, if this behavior continues on, someone's going to get hurt, someone's going to harm themselves, someone else. But this whole hiding behind a keyboard, and even some of the people aren't even hiding behind the keyboard, but they just think that they're untouchable with their words. And I guess I don't know. I just wasn't raised that way. I think maybe that's just what it boils down to. I don't know.
Well, you can't control, the
I mean, okay,
internet
let's
and
say
who's
like that
on
I
the
go.
internet.
Well, if I was to like be one of these protesters, what do you say? Hey, hubby, I'm just going out for the day. I'm going to the laundry house. I'm going to stand out there and protest. Can you make sure that the meatloaf gets, what time we're going to do dinner? I'll make sure that I'm back for that. I mean, do these people have significant others? Do these people have families that they're just like, oh, what'd you do today? Oh, I called off work. I went down to the laundries, and me and the ladies, we were just having a bake sale out there, and then just, throwing some laundry baskets, passing out some flyers, and then, oh my God, I bought this megaphone. You're never going to believe it. I got such a great deal on it. I mean, I don't understand that. I don't understand how your significant other would be like, oh my God, that's so great. You know what? I should probably call off too. You know what? Let's just use our vacation week and let's just go down to the laundries and just hang out.
I've done that before, Lana, or Lana.
Wait. You've done what before?
All of that prep. Like, okay, we're taking the week off. We're going
To go
protesting. Yes, but it was for causes. It was for causes. It was not to stand outside someone's house.
I was about to say, like you're doing it to go let's go with you two for the week and be a roadie.
No, I'm talking about let's go marching for
somebody's rights. Yes.
Yes,
Yes, that's what you're taking off work for.
Let's rent a van and drive down to DC and take a week off and that's kind of how people do organize. But
can you imagine this is the type of organization that
exactly.
Hey Susie, who's packing the turkey sandwiches for our day tomorrow? We're supposed to take the kids.
Who's FedExing the weed?
Yeah, who's FedExing the weed? We're not going to take the kids to the Tampa, gardens. We're going to the laundries, so we got to get some babysitters. We got to get this weed. We got to get Jay down there. Maybe she can just bring it herself. Maybe that whatever that troll's name could come to. But let's just send out, maybe we need to put a Facebook event together and get it out to our friends so that everybody knows we're taking off work and we are going to protest on the laundries. I mean, is that...
Sounds completely normal.
And then what spouse or somebody that you're dating, or if you have a Tinder date set up, oh, hey, how you doing? How was your night? How was your day? What do you do for a living? Oh, I just troll the internet. What I do today? Well, do you know about the case, Gabby Petito case? I was out there protesting today. Oh, do you work nights? What? I don't get it. I just don't understand how. I just think that would cause a lot of problems in people's families, dating life, marriage life, that you're going off and protesting, and that's when I realized that those aren't the people that are going to protest.
Yeah, Gal Charlotte says, I think the protesters mean well. That's the thing. You have a couple of organized trolls who bring attention to this, and they actually can also attract the well-meaning people who really don't know and actually do think that they're standing there for justice for Gabby.
I think the protesters mean well. Okay, so then so something that I think would be more meaningful would be to, I don't know, all those people, go grab the missing, go down to the police station. Hey, can I get all your missing people? And go ahead and look at them, find the children. Hey, let's go ahead and just look for missing children. I don't know, that's just what I would do with my time. I guess I just wouldn't feel my worth. That what am I trying to accomplish by protesting?
Well, not everyone's just such a justice warrior like you.
Justice warrior! Or go to the strip club. I mean, I don't know.
It's either or. Putting your life on the line for someone who's wrongly convicted, or going to the strip club. There's no middle ground.
But see, I think the reason that it's either or is because I'm still helping single mothers make it.
Oh, Lana, stop.
So, I think that's how I justify it.
Yes, exactly. I know you didn't try to pull that on this fake doctor.
No, this fake doctor. Well, between your fake doctor and me pretending to be a lawyer, I mean, we got this fucking whole fake thing down.
Anybody got any problems?
Yeah, just give us
1-800
fake call. 1-800-ABCDEFG. There you go.
1-800, are you normal?
You're like, wait, is that a real question? Oh yeah, it's real.
That's my mom. Yeah, that's my, yeah.
What's up, Jamie? I've always wondered who has time for that. People probably that are on unemployment.
Nice hair, Jamie, as AD would say. He says nice hair when he sees a, fine woman, because
really?
he can't say anything else because the trolls then accuse him of being a predator. So he says nice hair.
I saw the interview with one neighbor. She said the yelling is scaring her children. I don't even know. I
can imagine, Mo.
I just want to know when is enough though. I personally don't think that. Well, if the Laundrie family is involved, and if they're helping Brian, I have one thing to say: that they need to be hired, because they're able to do all of this, and the FBI can't find them. There's no paper trail of them setting any of this up, and otherwise, wouldn't they be, charged with obstruction of justice? That comes to mind. Boston, hell no, why be normal? Love it. AD used to make me laugh saying nice hair. Jamie. We have another one. Where was she at? Hi, Michelle. See, I didn't watch AD enough to get that. All I remember is Patreon, $9.99. Come on over. Let's talk some more.
Hilarious.
Let's talk some more about that. Love.
He's got
Heather. Who's Heather Blair? It's Heather Blair.
I don't know. He's got that dry British humor, and it is hilarious. And he'll say things, and he won't even know. I don't know. It's just, I can't describe it right now because I'm just not.
Oh, I thoroughly enjoyed when he had his accent going on. Does he still have his channel? Like, I seriously haven't even. Okay.
He does. He has multiple now.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even want to go there. It's a whole mess. Talk about targeting.
Yeah, I don't believe in any of that type of stuff. I mean, like I said, as long as you're not defaming me, as long as you're not making up fake sex panel scandals. I mean, if you want to dress up like me, go right ahead. But
well, it's not. Yeah, it doesn't end there though. Like, that's the thing. It never ends there. It's kind of like a disease. It just spreads, and it gets worse. It progresses because they're never satisfied. They're never satisfied until they can see results, right? So how can you see results between strangers online? Well, taking your channel down. And when that doesn't work, then they start interfering with your friends and family. And then they start going into your employment. And then they start spreading around. Then, no matter what guest you have on, or no matter what you embark on in your, professional endeavors, you have a consistent group constantly following you around, reaching out to your business partners, telling them that you're, all kinds of predators. I mean,
oh yeah,
for myself, there's still, this video is still circulating around somewhere, I'm pretty sure. But
wait, that you're a predator?
Oh yes, that I'm in this whole.
Wait, what?
Listen, Lana, listen.
Listen, Linda, listen. Go ahead.
Yeah, that Armchair Detective and myself. Well, actually, I'm selling children from Bosnia to Armchair Detective, and he then traffics them elsewhere, right? So we're like the Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein of fucking Watts Island.
So you're out there finding missing children and then trafficking them?
No, I just sell them. I don't know where I get them.
Oh,
I guess Bosnia is a hot spot, right? That's according to their research. So yeah, that is
Who's putting this out there?
a Rusek fan, the Rusek fan base. Yeah.
Okay, see, like the hypocrisy to me is
Oh
just,
yeah. Sickening. Talk
yeah.
about, victims or villains, talk about the illusion or the delusion or the confirmation bias, that all victims are good, right? Like that all victims must be good. And
Whoa.
is
I've
that
never even, that's,
is that an umbrella, like statement?
I believe that all victims deserve justice, but I mean, I think that, I
That
mean,
all victims are good? Like, would you,
no.
right?
No,
So
I would say that all victims deserve justice. That would be like a
absolutely.
blanket statement for me. But I wouldn't be talking about people's character
Exactly.
ever in a
And
blanket
that's
statement.
and that's what's getting blurred here is the word victim automatically, it's kind of like the halo effect, They can only be good because this bad thing happened to them, right? And
Yeah.
so no matter what they do, at least for that specific group of people, there's nothing that they can do wrong. And like I said, it just keeps progressing. And this particular group that I'm talking about, actually, it escalated to the point where they organized a meetup in London. And
Wait, they had a meetup about you?
no, about Armchair Detective and everyone else, right? In London, and they actually stormed Google headquarters. Like these three, four unhinged women talking about
Linda Briss.
they want to can't like they want them to investigate Armchair Detective for freaking harassing Franky Rusek. Okay. So of course, Google called police and they almost got arrested. But in their minds, right, by the body language and what the police officers said, that really means wink, wink, they're going to investigate him. No, what it means is you almost got arrested.
Yeah, but I guess why would you storm Google if you wanted somebody to investigate somebody? Aren't you going to
Well,
authorities?
where?
Why
Where?
were these people go to Google? Why wouldn't they go to the authorities and have the
Oh,
authorities
because they did.
and they just
For the first 2 years, they went to the
2 years?
authorities. Oh
Jesus,
yeah, this has been
what?
going on for 3 years, girl. For the first 2 years, they went to the authorities so much that they actually told one of them that if she came back or if she called the police about Armchair Detective again, that she would get arrested for wasting their resources and time. Yeah.
Jeez.
And if a lot of them have that little symbol on their YouTube. YouTube enables victim abuse or whatever. That's them. Like they're like proud and loud. We're the truthers. We're the Rusek vigilantes. And it's really sickening. It's disgusting.
Is this true? They call the police on AD every other day.
Oh yeah, they called. Okay, so I worked for the Wisconsin Department of Corrections. They called Dodge 200 times to tell them about me and how I'm talking to Armchair Detective.
They contacted Nancy Grace. They contacted Dodge
Yeah.
because they were like, because
Hmm.
Armchair Detective was talking to you.
Hmm.
And what did they want to have happen? Like, okay, see, I'm the type of person that's like this. What's your end game? Like, when you call somebody and you want something done, like when you call and you want to buy a vacuum, it's because you want a vacuum.
Well, that's the thing. There is no end game. It's hate. The end game is to see you destroyed. The end game is to see you completely gone. I mean, excuse me.
So The end game is to lie on people and to see if they can get ruin somebody's life.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
And I mean, has this worked yet for anybody? Or
It's exactly what happened to you. And in this instance, you know, where on your part, I think it's different motives, right? So this is a different group of people, and I think these are different motives. And it's motivated by other things, such as clickbait, such as clout, attention, whatever, on the end of the other, you know, people or whatever. On this part, it's become so personal. And remember, I talked about the parasocial relationships that it's crossed the line. It's crossed the line of reality. There's no more differentiation between them and the Ruseks. Like they are the self-appointed army for Shanann, and they get to decide who's good enough and who's bad enough. I mean, Sandra Rusek Honorati even said that, you know, all those evil souls, quote unquote, that talk about them online, when they go to heaven and Shanann sees them, that she's going to kick them out and they're going to burn in hell. I mean,
so
that's, you know.
But with the people that did this, did you know who they were? Or were they just like keyboard warriors, like hiding behind? Like for me, I know who said what. Like, I know what creators have said what. They did it on their channels and in underground with their names, in underground Facebook groups with their names. So there's obviously ridiculous amounts of proof that they've done it. Mm-hmm. For you, was it people that were like the name, for example, like Mike dropping Mama?
Yeah.
Or was it people that you like?
Oh, I don't know any of these people personally at all. So, I mean, I don't know any of them, but in the years...
So you could never do anything about it because you didn't know who
I could, because, I mean, over the last 3 years, I've had the unfortunate, you know, opportunity, I guess, to learn more about these people than I ever wanted to. So at this point, I mean, it's not even a thing of them trying to hide who they are anymore.
Okay.
Right? So it's no secret.
Gotcha.
But, you know, I'm not going to chase around people individually. They're all over the globe. This is like internationally organized, like UK, Norway, Australia, Canada, United States. You know, like where do you go? How do you put an end to that? You can't. So
thanks, Mo.
So what my take on all of that is that I don't think that these people would even get this much attention or even get as far in their behavior as they do if they weren't encouraged by the Ruseks themselves. And I think this is probably the doing of Franky, because for some reason he took Shanann's story and turned it into a story about him. And boo-hoo.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't really followed Armchair Detective other than, like I said, like about Patreon and the Heather Blair thing. But isn't his whole thing about Nicole Kessinger?
Whose thing?
ADs, isn't it about that there was
his
the shadows or like...
Okay. I don't.
I don't ever,
You
I don't
have
ever
to.
recall him making fun of Shanann. I
He
guess
never
that's my thing.
did.
I guess that's my thing. So
Yeah, he never did. He never
then I guess
did.
what would be the issue with like why Armchair Detective and the Rustics ever had like a
Well,
thing?
there's no issue. Like this group of people that have been stalking him for a while, I guess, got to Franky. And how they got to Franky is they probably told him, "Oh, look at this guy. He's making money off of off of your sisters, blah blah blah." And with Franky, again, over the last 3 years, I've learned that money is a trigger word for Franky, and I think that's ultimately what this is all about
Money.
money. Like, oh, you can't make like I want it, I want it, I want it all. Like it's all about you can't, and they're using Shanann, and yeah, it's just sick. It's
Or
disgusting.
more like because they're thinking about they're using Shanann, but it's really like no, it's a true crime story that you guys went to Netflix with.
Right. And when you go to Netflix, with this
I just think the
story,
hypocrisy is just. I mean, I don't.
it's
Do they not
ridiculous.
know what that word means? I don't. I don't think people know what that means. I truly don't.
Yeah, I don't know. It's ridiculous. It really is. But you know what? It's gonna end. It's gonna come. It's gonna have to come to an end somehow. So I'm watching intently to see what happens.
Interesting. Do you okay? So do you know why KK's channel was taken down?
KK.
Revelation and the Reckoning.
Oh, jeez.
Because
I
I know
really.
everybody thinks it was me, but I think you know very well that. I mean, I don't even know how to work a microphone. So how am I taking down people's channels?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about KK. I mean, there are multiple of offenses, I guess, that her channel could have went down for. And it's, again, when I assess the situation, could you be a person of interest in her channel being down? Yes, but so could the Ruseks, because I don't know if she recalls or not, but she, did a whole volleyball reenactment and also said that Shanann was drunk in the Lazy Dog parking lot, waiting
When
for
she would come
Nicole
with me with this shit,
Atkinson.
I'd be like, "What are you talking about, Kim?" She
And
got on that plane. I was like, "Who'd she switch with?" What do you mean she got on what plane? What earlier? And then she gave Nicole Atkinson her phone. They switched phones because look at
no, no.
that. That's what she told me.
Next time we're on the phone, we have got to ask our team psych ward, Deja, lovely Deja, to give us her opinion about KK's revelation that Nicole Atkinson climbed out of that basement window.
She did. She could have. She was there. How do you put her there with no car?
Lana, stop it.
No, I'm being serious. How do you put her in that house with no car?
We're not okay.
I
Okay,
was just curious.
let's get into it. Who do you put in the car?
No, no, I'm saying
I
Nicole
mean, in the
Atkinson
house.
was in the house and her car, quote unquote, wasn't there yet because
Where are you getting this information from? That she was in the house? I don't get it.
the all the alerts went off before the app arrived, and her app is her phone. Then I realized that it wasn't her app; it was her son's app that they used to like say where like he was. They were trying to say that was she like that was her. Then that's when I realized that it wasn't her app data; it was her son's.
The screenshots.
So
Wait,
like when she with her 360 Life app when it was turned in the data on it, it said that the app arrived at because they were coming from that house over and what do you call it? God, off a Tulip. And it arrived at 12:20 But at 12:10, that's when the door alerts, everything started going on. And it's like, how do you beat your app? How do you beat your phone if your phone's with you? How do you beat it by 10 minutes arriving at the Watts house?
Well, yeah, I would have to look at it. I can't blindly go into it because
But you're right. We'll like,
yeah, you're referencing two data points. You're referencing
yeah,
the 360 app, and then you're also referencing the logs from the Wi-Fi, right? Is that what you're comparing?
I'm referencing the 360 app and then their security system, which it was the Ring. It was the alerts that they put in.
Wi-Fi logs.
It didn't come from the Wi-Fi. It came from the log of the actual
From the
Vivint.
Celebrite?
From Vivint.
From Vivint. Did we get Vivint logs?
When they abstract, like when they took the data and they did an extract of like the digital evidence. So like if your phone had push notifications on, like Shanann's and Chris's did for that app, it registered, you know, front door open, you know what I mean, basement, and it would have like a timestamp. And so when I was looking at those, it was like, okay, why is Chris making a phone call to Nicole Atkinson before she ever even arrives with the app? It's because he saw her at the door.
We'll have to go into this.
That's the only reason. That's how I came up with the fact that I knew she was there, and it was a matter of
yeah. I looked.
Did she sleep over, or did her husband take her? I mean, but you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I know that she was there before her app arrived.
I think we reached kind of like the same conclusion, but about the different person. Like, there was definitely someone there, and there's definitely something that's wrong with the alerts and the pattern, the way that it's looking. However, the downside of that is we don't have nearly enough data to make any conclusive statements about it because we only have data for like 24 hours and we don't know like what the baseline is or whatever. But just based on what we know about the cell phones and when the cell phone activity was on, we can narrow down at least Chris's movements. And when we compare Chris's movements to the phone calls of Nicole Kassinger, it aligns with when the phone call ends, his Wi-Fi then turns on and the door then closes and then this happens. And then when her phone, like the next activity on her phone pings in Frederick, like the next morning.
I always said it was possible that she started her phone conversation at her apartment and then she got in her car and drove 100%.
Yes, which is what I believe because that's the 111-minute conversation. Because the conversation ended at 11:29 p.m. or no, sorry, at 11, I don't know, 20 or I don't even know. But like a minute later, you know, Chris's Wi-Fi turns on and the door and the Ring, whatever we determined it was, also indicated that the door was being opened, which that same pattern or the same IP address and the same code shows up for, like, we tried to verify it to, like, I, for example, compared it to the body cam timestamp. And every time that police officer, like, opened that door, you know, I checked the Wi-Fi log and, you know, matched it to whatever. And I don't know, it was like a crazy amount of work. But
yeah, I feel you on the work.
But yeah, so I don't know. That's why I'm saying like we would have to like go really.
I would
because I didn't like I've really dived into this and
yeah.
I like Nicole Atkinson. Like I feel bad for her because I think that she's one of those wrongly accused and thrown under the bus because I
don't think that she's wrong. I don't think that she's wrongly accused. I just think that
necessarily, but I mean. We were talking about KK and why her channel went down.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, the shit KK would call and tell me, though, oh, fuck. And then she would be like, no, I talked to Chris about it. I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. I'm like, you're telling him this, Kim?
That's the craziest part.
Yeah, she was, I was like, I was like, you're telling him what he needs to remember. Like, I'm just like, what's going on here? I was blown away. I think I was most blown away when she told me she was getting power of attorney. Her and Ronnie were. I
Yeah,
said, what? That was their plan. That was her plan.
and you know what? I don't know, Lana. See, that's why I got so. I guess I don't know. I don't know. I got like really thrown out of this Watts Island thing by like a tornado because I think I was like so deep into it that it was happening. At first
I
because
know. I wish I would have known about you guys. Remember what I was talking about that?
I started out observing the case from a true crime perspective, right? Then I was asked to assist. So now I'm like kind of on the inside, but not really, like still pursuing my own thing. But then I'm also getting attacked from this third side. So now I'm like being distracted from every angle, and by the time that I realized what was actually going on and the level of deception and the web of deceit that was surrounding the Watts, and I'm glad that they rid themselves of a lot of that toxicity, and I hope that they are healing now. But when I realized what was going on, I was like, oh, no, 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 I'm out. Like I dipped. And then, Kim came and then you came in like a wrecking ball. Like, I got this. I got this, everyone. We're going to do this. And you had the plan, you had the determination, the motivation, everything was there. But the group, the team was not the team was not on the same page as you, let's just say that.
Yeah, and you know what people say to me now? They're like, "Well, Lana, you didn't do your homework on Jay or whatever." No, Jay took down all of her videos. How could I do my homework on somebody that took down all of her videos about, I guess, all the stuff that she did back in the day?
Right. And
I
that's
didn't know
where
that, but they weren't there to be like do my homework on what? Why
Mhm.
wouldn't the Wattses and Kelly, of all people, Kelly, you've been around since day one. Hey, Lana, I got to pull you aside, and then tell
I
me,
only spoke with her once. So I don't know her. I don't know Kelly, but I know I've heard a lot of Kelly and I've seen what I've seen. So I can't really make any judgments, but I do know that a lot of the choices that were made on behalf of the Watts, or ultimately, that the Watts made with the help of these people that they had around them, were definitely not in their best interest, because it ultimately ended up hurting them.
yeah, I honestly, I just woo. I believe when one door closes, another one opens, and I'm just glad. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, well, and that's another thing, Lana. Like, I think for you especially, like if you're, doing this as a nonprofit, I think it's important to establish that boundary where, this is something where I need to be professional, because I can't be emotionally unstable and go with my emotionally unstable ass to aid a family through the most tragic and devastating loss in their life. Like, it doesn't work out that way. That's a recipe for disaster, which is why we love boundaries, right? And so when you're approaching it from a way where you have a purpose, which is to represent or to help this family, and being able to step aside and to have a team that you can trust and say, okay, is this going to benefit this family? Like, or is this coming from another self-serving motivation? Which is why you never see me leaking phone calls or whatever, because sometimes I feel like saying, yeah, this is all BS. Like it would just put everything to rest if I just put all this out there, and it would. But thinking long term and thinking like, okay, will that serve my purpose? Maybe my self-serving purpose to shut down a troll somewhere on the other corner of the internet, but on the other hand, like I'm violating, someone else's privacy and someone else's maybe, whatever. So I don't know. It's just
Oh,
it's muddy waters out here in the YouTube streets. So you really, have to,
muddy.
yeah, you really have to be careful, especially if you're, putting a non-profit behind that.
Absolutely. I mean, I agree. Notice
At
a
least
ring here.
yes, we can.
Like with heavy duty, kind of glue that not even the rock can open. I just had to post that up there because that was pretty funny.
We need Barry Morphew's Bobcat to make this island disappear.
Yeah. Did you follow that case like with
Well,
with
that case
Barry?
reminds me actually kind of this Gabby Petito case because
No
in the
body
beginning
at
we
first.
didn't know anything about Suzanne. We didn't know anything. We just saw that video, the pathetic little video that he put out there, and everyone was like, "Whoa." But even in that case, a lot of social media and all kinds of stuff happened. But yes, and I read the arrest affidavit that was released recently, and
What do you
I'm just
think?
I'm just mind blown at how, what it appears to me at least, is how he translated his hunting skills to literally like track, watch, prey upon his own wife, and then like hunt her down.
Do you think that he knew that about that other guy?
I don't know what he knew. I mean, I don't,
If
I
he was
can't
if
say.
he was like stalking like that, I mean.
No, I think it doesn't, I don't think, it doesn't matter what he knew in a I believe that he was pathologically jealous. And I think that in those kinds of relationships, it doesn't matter whether or not you do have someone because the rage and the jealousy is still going to be there. And at this point, I mean, he was observing her according to what I understood from the arrest affidavit. He was observing her while she was still communicating with that guy. And that selfie that she took and sent to him, I believe, if I remember correctly, just a couple of minutes after that is when like her cell phone went
Just
off.
yeah.
So
What do you think about the kids? I mean, see that's what my heart breaks for is like, you have kids and you don't want, you never want to think that your parent is capable of doing that to your other parent, right?
right. You don't want to, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too. We don't, I don't know. We don't know enough about the kids, but just from reading it, it sounded like the one daughter was having a different relationship than the other. One of the daughters was saying that he's kind of like their hero, whereas the other one was kind of like, I don't know. I'm really kind of afraid of dad, and he was mean to mom, and so it's two kids and same parents, but two completely different perspectives. So
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, though, like I feel like kids have that in general. Like, oh, mom and dad went to your sporting events more than,
yeah,
going to the mall with me because I wasn't into sport. Like, I don't know.
and I don't know that he would necessarily, or that it would be, I guess, asking the kids to give up both parents, and I guess, I don't know, psychologically, on the one hand, it's like
Yeah,
they
you
just
wouldn't
lost
want
their
to.
mother, like,
Yeah.
and now that, they're going to lose their father too, most likely. I mean, the case sounds pretty strong. I don't know what kind of defense he plans to put on, but we'll see.
Um. So, do you think it was weird then? Wasn't he given what, $500,000?
Yeah, cash bail.
Yeah. What do you think about that? That's unheard of
Do you think so?
for murder. Isn't that what?
Oh, well, I mean, it should be no bail. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that
Oh,
he
I
was.
thought you meant like, is it too little or too much or?
I'm just surprised that there was anything. Period.
Yeah.
Like he should. It should
Yeah.
just be nothing.
Yeah, no bail. Mhm.
That I mean, I was kind of like, woo.
Yeah.
When
and
I
how did
saw
they
that,
figure- How did they figure that he was not a flight risk? I mean,
yeah, I agree.
and then isn't
Agree.
it like the oddest thing that he's living in this Airbnb, like right off the property where he used to live? Like, he's just an odd.
I'm telling you, something's in the water out there.
Yeah, Colorado is just.
Yes. What do you think about O.J. Simpson? Do you think he did it?
Yes, I do. I mean,
See, I don't think he did it, but I think he was at the scene.
I don't know. I wasn't there, but yeah.
I don't know.
From what I heard and from what I saw, and yeah, I'm pretty confident that he's.
That he's guilty, just him by himself.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the history's there.
What about his son?
I don't know about
Jason?
his son or his son. I really don't. I haven't.
What about Michael Jackson, Neverland? I'm a
I
huge
don't know
Michael
about
Jackson
that.
fan.
Me too. So I'm conflicted, and I never.
Yeah,
looked
so I
into
never
it.
watched. I never watched Neverland because I refused.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Have you ever played the game Marry, Fuck, Kill?
What?
These are my questions.
No, I've never heard of it.
You've never heard of? Okay, so if I have to say like KK, Natasha, and Armchair Detective, you have to marry one of them, kill one of them, and fuck one of them.
Oh my God.
So here, we'll play it. Go ahead, you could pick.
I pick what?
Marry, fuck, kill. KK, Natasha, and Armchair.
Oh no.
No, I mean, you want me to go first?
Yeah, go.
Okay.
Well, I think I have the answer.
Okay, you go.
Well, I would turn KK into KKK.
Dead.
I would turn NC into NCF.
See?
And I guess AD's stuck with a fourth wife.
So, oh God, love
Might
it.
as
See,
well get him for all that money that he.
yeah, get those super chats, girl. Get that Patreon.
Be kind and chat, love.
Be kind and chat, love. Oh God, that's great.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been. I would have gone the same way with KK on that one, and then
Yeah, I wouldn't touch her with a
Yeah,
charged electricity pole. Like, you know.
perfect. That's fucking fabulous. I think I would actually probably go the same way that you went. I mean, I couldn't imagine the
No.
double wide every day.
Oh, I can imagine that
I just
before I could
I would have to
imagine
do
anything.
a one hit wonder. So I would do. I'm gonna have to go same. Absolutely.
Well, let's just say that recliner would be
Oh God.
jumping all
Anywhere
over
but
that.
there though. I'd make a deal. I would say the casino
We'll be jumping on
bathroom.
the recliner, and Dalton will be breaking in the bed. Like,
Yes, I would say I would go. Listen, we're gonna go to the casino and we're gonna go to the bathroom. I know it's clean in there.
oh my gosh, you just love public outdoor.
You know, I mean, I'm not. What was it? Delphine? Donkey? What part of Florida is that?
Cool.
Where Natasha lives? Is it
Oh, I don't.
what she always talks about? I can't even.
Oh, let's ask the bird flipper. Hey, my other self.
Who's
She's
the-
next to me, so
Oh,
I'll move the mic over.
who's the bird flipper?
My sister.
Oh, she's there?
Hello.
Yeah.
What up, girl?
What's going on?
What's good? Are you mailing me that weed or what?
No,
I've been waiting
that's
for
a
it.
federal offense.
Shit, we won't get caught.
Yeah, we'll just eat it on our way there.
Yes. Just send me some gummies.
Oh no, not a problem at all.
All right, ladies. Do I have to interfere?
Probably.
Okay,
This is
Jennifer.
great. Love just laughing for once. Too much drama. Yeah, same. Behave. Dr. B doesn't. What? I can't. Dr. B, do you not behave? Do you know who Pollyanna is?
No. Hi, Pollyanna.
Um,
I never behave. I always act the fool, right?
Act a fool. Something like that. Let's see here. Thoughts on JonBenet Ramsey?
Well, I believe it was someone in the family.
You think it was a cover-up? Mm-hmm. Kind of like, I mean, I just lost one child. I'm not about to lose another child.
It's possible.
Yeah, that's, I mean,
It's possible, but it's also possible, I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, there's just some unanswered questions.
if I was to play you a clip and you had to close your eyes, would you be able to identify the person saying the clip?
I mean, it depends.
You want to try?
Go ahead. Do I have to close my eyes?
Yeah, you have to close your eyes, and this is on the honor system.
Okay, well, my eyes are closed.
Okay, so let me see if I can do this. All right, you guys know I'm just getting, warmed up to this whole having a channel thing. Okay, let's see. Oh gosh. Okay. Hold on, she's coming right here. All right. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right, so remember the rule here. You have to close your eyes.
Okay.
And then I'm going to play the clip. And then you have to tell me, okay, who it is, okay?
Okay.
All right, so here we go. Don't help, audience. Actually, I wonder if I could just do it like this. I might be able to do it. Here. Can you hear this? Let me know. Ready? Okay.
I can't hear anything.
Okay, just making sure. All right, good. All right, I'm ready. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here you go. Ready?
Go real life on me nearly every time you open your mouth. Then, when you catch me doing something wrong, you eat it up
Oh, is
like a
this-
virgin boy eating his first pussy.
Oh, God. Okay, I've heard enough.
Okay, so do you know who it is?
Is it trauma and true crime?
Yes! Ding, 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 ding. Tell her what she won, Johnny. Well, you won not a membership to Trauma and True Crime. I just paid for your next membership next month for Trauma and True Crime. Oh. So enjoy your Patreon. Sorry, I just had to. Everyone's like, no, she didn't just do it. Yeah, I did. No, seriously, like that's...
Yeah, it's really disturbing.
But this is the type of stuff that you're saying that you went through being called a human trafficker. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, are people just that bored?
I don't know. I mean,
But then this
like
is
I
their
said,
life.
This is the people that I'm dealing with, at least, this is a pathological level. So,
How about some white jackets for everybody? That's what I think. Can we all come to the ward?
we give out self-hugging jackets.
Okay, next rapid fire question. Lacey Peterson case. Scott Peterson. Guilty?
Guilty, yes.
Any thoughts on it? Just
I mean, yeah, he
just guilty, like
got caught, like
motherfucker tried, but
he
so
tried.
well why okay. You know it's Christmas Eve and you're going to plan a murder knowing that you're going to be getting together with your family, and therefore your window of like when people would know that Lacey is, I guess I just don't understand. That's my biggest hang up with Scott Peterson is the day and why he would do that on that day.
Well, maybe it was unplanned.
So it was okay, so it wasn't planned.
I mean,
Like
not like planned to happen on that day. You know what I mean? Like it was a plan in his head possibly, but
kind of like
the
Chris.
circumstances and everything.
Interesting. So if you were on the jury, you would say first degree.
With the evidence, well, I don't know. He's going to retrial now, but yeah, I would say guilty, first degree. Yeah, there's
Does it bother you that there's no physical evidence?
there's a fetus and a torso, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying like physical evidence tying him, like
There's circumstantial evidence.
100% they're circumstantial. But did you know that they released his alibi to the public?
What was his alibi?
Well, that he was out fishing where he was. So when they announced that, they said,
Oh, I
we're
see.
looking for the public's help. If you saw his vehicle, want you to come forward. So they basically announced to the public where
Do
he
you think
was.
someone went and threw the body in where he was fishing?
I'm saying that
Like that someone moved the body in order to plant?
that could have happened, but I'm just saying how stupid can police be?
Well, how stupid could he be to say he was fishing?
Well, but
and-
I guess that's the whole point is like, why are you telling them where you went and that's where you took a body? He just
Because
really,
just
he
like
just really
Bob
not, he
Durst.
just really never thought that.
just like Bob Durst, he didn't think it would wash up. Because remember,
Okay.
Bob Durst came back the next day and saw the head, and he's like, "Oh shit!" And he had to go back and get
Oh.
the head because it
Well,
was in the bay as well, and he wasn't because he had those anchors too, didn't he? Those cement blocks, right,
Yeah,
Jen? How could it be an alibi if A, they didn't know she was dead, and B, there was no body?
because that's where he said he was. They asked him where he was that day. And so they were saying that the time frame that she was abducted, that he was saying that, well, this is where I was. And they put it like this was part of the big talk about with his lawyers when they were bringing up all this post-conviction stuff.
Well, I don't know what they found. We'll, I guess, see, but
I mean,
it is what it is.
yeah, you know what? It is what it is. You know what I want to say though? I watched your guys's roast. So how come I never even knew about that case, like about that guy? So I deep dive, and I'm like, okay, I don't mean to be like laughing about something, but when you talk about like awards, I mean, wow. I don't even have. I mean, I don't have words for like. He's just like, oh my god, she's dead. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, wow, he got in character.
Yep.
Like, I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
how? And then I'm thinking, how do they have video footage of this? Oh, because he went to the news reporters
Well,
and
then-
like, I'll be interviewed.
Then you definitely don't know about Kai then if this is your first time encountering Steven. So
Yeah, I was blown away.
I'm gonna have to ask you to type into your YouTube
Okay.
browser
Okay, what do you want to see?
Kai. What is his
Okay.
name? Kai the hitchhiker.
Is it how does he spelling Kai? Is it
Kai?
Kai? Okay.
Kai the hitchhiking.
Oh, I got the hitchhiker. Is that probably
Yeah.
right?
And
Okay. Oh my god, they're like twins.
now
Wait,
prepare
what-
yourself.
The true is it? Which one do you want me to click on? His
Just the first one that comes up. It's like I think it's like 8 minutes, but I don't know. It's like
8
a
minutes and
interview.
24 seconds. It's like an interview.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
So he's gonna tell you about how he ended up where he ended up, and it is the best.
Oh god. Okay. So here. Oh wait. This one. I'm gonna start from.
Consistently taunted.
And
When I
then
was first arrested, I told them I got drugs.
Wait a minute, that's not him.
this isn't it.
No, go back. Kai the hatchet something hitchhiker.
The hatchet.
Yeah, he had a hatchet.
He said he was found naked. Kai the hatchet welding hitchhiker.
Yes, that's the one.
Okay, there's a. Which one should?
I can't see your screen.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I can only see the video that you're playing.
Anchoring is like when a dog hears a bell ringing. Every time
Okay.
God, I don't know what we're watching.
I'm trying to get it off.
his body physically responds
Okay, I gotta go to videos. Hold on.
salivating. Only with me,
You said it's the one that has what now?
dress.
Like just 2
They
minutes?
talk outside the door.
No, it's
describing
longer than
their
2 minutes.
scenarios and jingling their keys every time
Hold
they
on, I'll
say
find you. I'll
Is it?
send-
Oh, I think I found it.
be reminded.
Okay.
Wow. No one could ever take that away from me.
Okay, is this him?
Yes.
I'm one of the heroes.
Yeah. Can we talk to you? Do you mind?
What do you want to talk about?
What happened today? Well,
Well, went straight out of Dogtown, skateboarding, surfing it up. Before I say anything else, I want to say no matter what you've done, you deserve respect. Even if you make mistakes, you're lovable. And it doesn't matter your look, skills, or age, or size, or anything, you're worthwhile. No one could ever take that away from you. Now, this stuff right here, I was driving and I was in the passenger side of this f***er's car, and he comes over on there. He was over by the recycling center. He says, "Oh, when I was in the Virgin Islands, 30 years old on a business trip, I this 14-year-old." I was like, "You what?" He's like, "I raped this 14-year-old." Starts crying, gives me a big hug. He's like, 300-pound guy. I'm like, "Holy shit, you must be f***ed, man. Like, what's he talking about?" I didn't take him seriously at first. Comes driving down this way. He's like, "You know what? I come to realize I'm Jesus Christ, and I can do anything I f***ing want to." And watch this, bam, and he smashed into this f***ing guy right there, pinned in between that f***ing truck. And so I hop out. I look over, the guy's pinned there. I mean, like, freight train riders know this. Like, if you get pinned between something, do not f***ing move that shit, otherwise you bleed out. Like, motherfucker, I ran in, I grabbed the keys. He's f***ing sitting there like nothing even happened. And like, f***ing, like, man, if he started driving that car around again, man, there would have been a hell of a lot of bodies around here. I hop on out, and so I grabbed the bag, I threw it over by that pole right there, and then buddy gets out, and these two women are trying to help him. He runs up and he grabs one of them, man. Like a guy that big can snap a woman's neck like a pencil stick. So I ran up behind him with a hatchet, smash, smash, smash. Yeah.
the lady said you saved her life.
That's
She was
Kai.
the one who got grabbed by that fucker. You know what? F*** is cool. That guy ain't. Shit.
How'd you get in his car? How did you?
I was hitchhiking. Good thing I was hitchhiking. Yeah, people say don't hitchhike. Well, this is what happens. Well, at least I was here.
So he did this on purpose.
Dude, that guy was fucking cooked out, man. Like, he's beyond howley. Like, I don't even see any breath in him, you know what I'm saying?
Can I get your name and where you're from, if you don't mind?
I'm Kai.
Kai, can I get spelling for you?
Straight out of Dogtown, K-A-I.
K-A-I, your last name?
No, bro, I don't have anything.
Where are you from originally? Are you from Fresno area?
Sophia, West Virginia.
Oh yeah.
Wait, that's nothing.
I can't call it.
Okay. What have you ever experienced anything like today? And what made you take the actions that
Have you ever
did?
killed someone before?
That woman was in danger. He just finished what looked like at the time killing somebody. And if I hadn't have done that, he would have killed more people. So, he's dead. Good.
You ever experienced anything like that, Kai?
Well, this one time I was
at
in
an
an orchard, and this fucking guy starts beating on this woman who he calls his. So I walked on over and I started smashing him in the head. You see all these teeth marks right here?
What?
Yeah, I started smashing him in the head and in the teeth, busted out all his teeth. Motherfucking the sheriffs, not the policy enforcers, fucking show up and start like they're like, yeah, so what happened? I mean, like, just give me any old name and just give me old fucking birthday, whatever, just. Yeah.
What happened today after you obviously freaked out, but when you arrested, what was the process? What did they do to you when they came out? Obviously, they found out that you did the right thing, but the time that from the accident until now, where have you been?
Well, he started following I cleaved his motherfucking head wide open with a hatchet. He stood up like he was pulled right up, right? And like, I'm like, bro, if you're fucking Jesus Christ, I'll be the Antichrist, man. Like, that shit. And he starts following me off this way, so I figure I'll lure him right away from the crowd. So I'm running off this way. I got a hatchet in one hand, my fucking this bag I'm carrying over with another hand. I start running off that way, and so a couple of the people who was bystanders to it came over and told me to stop. And I was like, why stop? And they're like, the cops are already on their way. I was like, is he back up and doing anything? And somebody said that he was like masturbating in front of this
It's just like,
right here.
it never ends.
Yeah.
He's masturbating.
Questioned by police? Were you taken into custody? What happened? I mean, obviously.
I was put into the back of the sheriff's wagon. Wasn't the policies that fucking pulled I over, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so like I got put in the back of the sheriff's wagon. The sheriff was like, what happened here? Took down a statement. I told him everything I just told you. And fucking let me on out, said I couldn't grab all this stuff until I had finished, like, they had finished with something, you know what I mean? And like brought me back on over here.
Look at these kids!
Like, all right here.
Just all kinds of
It's
stuff
gnarly,
happening.
man. Holy
Happening in this
It's
video.
like the biggest wave I've ever ridden in my life.
So he's done this
What's
multiple
next for you?
times?
Oh yeah, he
Some
went on
surf,
to
man.
do it a third time.
If anybody's
and now he's
watching
in
this somewhere
prison.
else and they got a mini Mal that they could lend a guy with a wetsuit, I'd love to test out Mavericks.
Would you do it again?
Club him in the head with a hatchet? You know, if I could go back in time, I'd go back over to where I was at that recycling center and he said that he had raped that chick over in the Virgin Islands, because it doesn't matter where you at. You can fucking just spend a bunch of money and do whatever the fuck you want, you know, that's not right. If I could go back in time, I would have dabbed him up right there.
You're not. I mean, it doesn't seem like you have any concern for yourself. You're all about, I mean, doing the right thing and not even worrying about Kai first.
I don't have any family. Like, as far as anybody I grew up with is concerned, I'm already dead. So, whatever. It's all good.
It's all good. Oh, fuck. Oh, so only you, man.
Kai, can I get spelling?
I'm
Straight
Kai.
out of Dogtown, K-A-I.
Straight out of Dogtown. So this is, you just look up random stuff and you're like, this is who we're gonna roast.
Oh no! So before I started a YouTube channel, I've been a true crime.
Wait, not funny. Ultimately, this man murdered and chopped a what? He murdered somebody?
Yeah, I just said that he's in prison.
He's in prison for what?
Well, he says, okay, so he shacked up with some guy. The guy ended up dead, probably from smashing with a
They were
hatchet.
having sex?
Well, he claims that it was not consensual and that it was self-defense.
So he's claiming that he got raped and then therefore he had to kill somebody.
Yes.
And this how he gets caught doing this interview?
No, this happened after. Nothing happened in this one. He walked.
He walked, and then so he was like, okay, well, I'll clearly just do it again. And
Well, the orchard happened. Like, he walked twice. Why wouldn't a third time? No.
he walked. Was he interviewed for the third time?
For the third one, yeah, there's a Wikipedia section on it.
Oh,
But-
boy.
And
Oh my God.
he was acting a fool in court because he testified in his defense, and that was going to be the thing that we wanted to request. The trial.
You're going to request the trial, the
I-
transcripts?
I would pay for the trial footage of him testifying.
He testified?
Of him being cross-examined. Yes.
We want the transcripts for day 16, Your Honor.
Yeah, because he ultimately.
I'll go halvesies with you on the price there.
Oh yeah, he was rude. Like, the judge had to tell him to shut up. Like, not shut up.
Did he have a public defender?
Yeah, probably.
And that's, Kai,
I don't know his last name.
the
I think
hitchhiker.
this case is in New York.
His name, later identified as Caleb Lawrence McGilvery.
Yeah.
McGilver. Oh, wow. He's from Canada? He's not from West Virginia. You guys over here just checking up on our boy. And, wow. I mean,
Interesting, huh?
would
There's
cite
so many-
the fallout from the video as part of his defense against a homicide charge that was filed in New Jersey a few months after the video was released. Wow. Man, he gets around. They made a song about him. You know that?
No, I didn't go that deep. I just watched the, crime stuff. I don't.
Oh yeah, I think somebody made a song about him. I think you want to see the song?
Let's see it.
I mean, oh, here we go. Oh my gosh, are we sure we're gonna do this? Okay, here we go.
You wonder if you could.
Okay, here.
Mental emancipation, emotional conservation, feel of your soul sensation, it could never come to patience. Search yourself to feel me, in a space and real me, feel like this could kill me, don't want her
Oh my God, that's him?
Makes me wonder if
I
you
can't.
could. Do you ever
That's him
wonder,
singing from jail.
do you feel you got that good? Do you think it's only you? Honey, it drops so slowly down, it's hard to watch you move. Feel all of the love we found, all my heart is true.
Oh, that was him on the stand.
Yep.
What is this?
That's Kai.
Eagle angel flying, hold you when you're crying.
Did he
No, I
get a
wasn't
face
lying.
tattoo?
Yeah.
Lying. Proud of
Oh,
all we've been
jeez,
through.
Kai.
Proud to see the real you. Calling out the best you. Howling at the full moon. Wow. Our heart breaks out. Reaching to the void. She was once a girl. I was once a boy. You can't turn back.
Somebody take the phone. CO, take the phone from this guy.
Oh my fuck.
Makes you wonder if you could. Do you ever wonder too? Do you feel you got that good? Do you think it's only you? Honey, drips so slowly down.
Wow.
No matter what you move. Feel all of the love we found. All my heart is true.
So do you think that somebody then, he was just, wow. He was just hanging out on one of his phone calls and he's like, hey, just record this while I sing this over the phone.
Hey, some good rap comes out from behind the prison walls.
Yeah, I mean, this is just new, it's just fucking crazy.
I only know this.
Wait, so this is,
Oh, go ahead.
this is what so in case you guys didn't catch what the ward did, what was his name again? Steven? Yeah, there he is. I just want them to see this part. When you did, where's like, reporter.
WGXA first interviewed McDaniel the day after Lauren Giddings was reported missing in June of 2011. Reporter Michelle Casada found him standing outside the apartment building where he and Giddings had lived, and that we now know was the scene of the crime. He talks about joining Giddings' friends to look for his law school classmate and how they entered her apartment to see if there was anything wrong. It was also the first time McDaniel found out that a portion of Lauren Giddings' body had been recovered by police from the dumpster where he had put it. Knowing now that McDaniel had murdered and dismembered Giddings, the interview provides a glimpse inside the mind of a killer as he builds his story and his alibi. Take a look.
Person that was living there?
Yeah, Lauren was my neighbor. We're just trying to find out where she is at this point. I mean, no one has seen her since Saturday. I mean, the last time anyone heard from her was an email.
Hey, Lana, every time he says no one. Okay, every time he says, I mean, no one's seen her since Saturday, you take a shot.
No one has seen her since Saturday. I haven't seen anything. I mean, you always hear noise outside, but it's just people walking by pretty much.
And she just recently graduated from Mercer?
Yeah, she and I we were both JD students. We graduated back in May.
What kind of person was she? I mean, what did you see her?
I mean, she's as nice as can be. I mean, very personable, very much a people person.
Do you know anybody any enemies she might have had, somebody that might want to hurt her?
No, I mean, we don't know where she is. I mean, the only thing we can think is that maybe she went out running and someone snatched her. Because, I mean, we went over, one of her friends had a key, we went inside and tried to see if there was anything amiss, but I mean, she had a door jamb that was sitting right by it, so there was no sign that anyone broke in. I mean, the door was locked when everyone got here. I mean, we just don't know where she is.
What about in the parking lot area? I know they've been doing a lot of, I think that's where they had recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you heard it?
This is insane.
Had you seen anything there? I mean, we don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? Like, they took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. So that's how we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
There goes all that education. His entire juris doctorate.
I mean, just
his entire head.
What? This is how a killer acts. You know what I mean? Like, I just whoa. That was the first that I ever heard about it, was when you guys were doing what you were doing. So I was just like, wait, I have to pick between these people. I don't even know these people. So before I could vote, I had to educate myself.
Yeah, well, that's what I used to do. I mean, I still do it. You know, that's how I get my true crime on, is I would watch trials. I would, follow these cases through the media and other outlets that were available or whatever. And now I guess, YouTube has become part of it. But yeah, just the amount of information that you learn in a trial is
yeah. And then you also learn what evidence actually was inadmissible, and but you're not going to know any of that unless you have the transcripts to know who testified to what and yada yada yada.
Well, I mean, I would listen to, my favorite thing, if I'm going to listen and pay attention, right, is cross-examinations or direct, when people testify in their own defense, because those are always fascinating to me, when they're trying to convince, 12 strangers of whether or not they did something. And most of the time, they are guilty. And so that's another, it's fascinating for me to observe when, especially on cross, when they're pushing them and how they react. So I have a list kind of interesting trials that I want to, or interesting cross-examinations that I always wanted to kind of go over, because there's some scary people out there.
Have you heard of the Lindsay Pardon case? It's out of Ohio. I'll send you some stuff. I'm just curious to see what you think of her.
I don't.
The trial. The trial is actually like you can see it like.
It rings a bell, but I can't.
I'm gonna start. That's like
so
that's what I'm gonna start covering here in January.
Is it current?
I mean, it was in 2000. It's weird to say this, but it's 2018. I swear like a lot of stuff happened in 2018.
Yeah.
I don't know what was in the water, but Bumblebee, love your face, love you. Get some rest over there. But
Good
yeah,
night, Bumblebee.
yeah, she's a sweetheart. I think one of the channels has actually all of. Oh God, what was it? I'll send it to you because I'm just curious to see when she takes a stand. But
what was the crime?
It's actually crazy. She was watching a little girl, and her dad brought her over in the morning before he goes to work like normal. But when he dropped her off, something was off. And all of a sudden,
Oh, I think I know.
she tries to stand and, she falls and just everything surrounding it is just like, wow, just like mind blowing.
Yeah, I think I remember. I think I remember watching some of that.
It's here. I just want to. And just a lot of stuff is starting to come to light, but her appeal was just denied. And what was crazy is that she was convicted of murder versus, I mean, just like, it was just, mind blowing, but.
Yes, Canadian Mama, Law and Crime Network.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, and actually I do apologize. Well, she was convicted in 2019, but it was from 2018. I was gonna pull up. Let's see if it'll show this video.
Did you get mad on the 8th?
No.
You didn't take your anger and frustration out on Hannah?
No.
Yeah, I think I do remember watching it.
The only reason why if you're talking about cross-examinations, this would be a good one to put on your list because
On March 9th.
her defense attorneys have some explaining to do in terms of the way that was prepped and what they told her to say. I'm actually talking to her cousin and her really close, and they started up like, an innocence thing. And, but yeah, coming in January, I'm going to discuss her whole case and everything that surrounds it. But, I do believe that she's not guilty of murder, number one, but that everything surrounding it is just the most sketchiest stuff I've ever seen. I mean, it's just weird. It's all,
Yeah.
it's just nuts. But, and it's out of Ohio though. So it's like in my backyard because it's right out of, where I'm at to where this like Butler is. It's, I don't know, maybe like an hour. It's just, when you're that close to something, you can,
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, to be able to, help in this type of capacity, you're able to do more. Momo, I love that channel. I watch trials in my spare time. Yeah, her whole trial's on there. But when I was researching
I'll have to check it out.
yeah, just check out that cross. Also, check out the direct examination because and I'll tell you the two different parts to look at. But
I mean, I'll watch the whole thing.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
very,
we'll discuss.
yeah, and that's what, like I said, I'm come January. But it's just, whew. Just to think about the people that are on, and they could ever be on a jury trial, like, you know what I'm trying to say, like. I just don't think people have the capacity to. I don't know. It just.
I mean, that's why
we're just fucked.
That's why they.
If you ever get arrested, you're putting your hands.
That's why we get to pick our own. I guess, like, you know, from a jury pool, because
Yeah, your lawyer better do their homework. On what questions to ask. I mean, that's what happened with Sheldon. I mean, how they're not asking certain questions and but also in Beaver they hadn't have not one African American was on his jury. Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's
I mean, it's 2021 and Beaver has black people in the community. I'm just like, there wasn't even one African American in the pool.
Wow.
So, like, I mean, how is that possible? Just blows my mind. But then African American people will get summoned for like a traffic, you know what I mean? Just like, that's just a whole other beast. And
yeah, I did a lot of work in that, and that's like a whole other conversation.
Max 2002. You're damn right. It's good to know that some people know about that case, that name. Momo, I agree. After witnessing some of the people on YouTube that are into true crime, I'd never opt for a jury trial. I mean, no. You just think that with more, like, we're just so advanced now compared to when we were, you know, in 1980s and 90s. It's like, how are wrongful convictions still happening? And I believe it's when that happens, it's not by accident, but.
I mean, the technology is advancing, you know, but there's still a lot of, you know, people, humans, the ego gets in the way. And
do you think it's because they zero in on somebody?
A lot of times, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Yeah.
I think that
it's about a conviction and
a conviction rate, which is just fucking disgusting.
Yep.
I mean, that's like these YouTube channels though. It's about numbers, so I'm gonna lie and I'm gonna have these numbers, but you lied to get the numbers.
Yeah, it is.
That's, you know. But Dr. B, you're awesome.
Well, thank you, Lana. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely, yeah. and I love all the people that you surround yourself with.
I love them too.
Yeah, no, they're the best. They're sweethearts. You guys keep on doing what you're doing. I'm hoping that Jen breaks the West Memphis 3 case. Notice how I did not talk about it, but I'm still praying that she pulls out the breakthrough of a lifetime here.
Yeah, she's incredible with her research and the information that she's able to find. So
yeah, she's
I love them all, and I see a lot of my faves in chat too, like Ellie79, Bumblebee.
Oh yeah, Allie's great.
Max, yeah, Momo.
I know. Thank you, Momo. I think you became a member, so that was kind. Great live. Yes, check out Jen's channel. We need to get her to 1K. She's amazing. Actually, I try to share some of her stuff when I can. But no, she is amazing.
There she is.
There. Hey, Jen.
Yeah, and her channel is The Ward Case Studies.
Is it, where's Where's Bumblebee when I need her? Do I just put in ward case studies? Do I do at? How do I link it? This is what I do. Hey guys, just go to ward case studies.
Bless you. That's good.
Yeah, no, Jen is.
You can always put it in the description too. Afterwards.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, I can do that. I'll get
Awesome.
on it.
This was fun. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
absolutely.
Lana,
No, thank
for having me
you.
on.
Thank you for setting aside your Monday night. I mean, I'm sure you had a lot of Tinder opportunities, so I just want to say thank you for choosing me.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait, and I want to say thank you to your sister. Is she still there?
Yeah, she's here.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, are you rolling us some joints or what?
Well, I mean,
No one's seen her since Saturday.
Well, shit. Well, I love you both, and
Yes, thank you, Lana, and thank you everyone in chat for being so kind.
love you.
love you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right,
Thanks,
good
thanks,
night.
chat. Thanks, chat. You guys are the best. Mods, love you guys. And yeah, go over there and check out Ward Case Studies. Like it. If you guys follow the West Memphis 3 ever, Jen, that's Jen's kick. And if you guys want to see corruption, a school teacher, injustice with the minority community, everything that I'm working on in Aliquippa, gives you everything you can want more. But there needs to be, justice for Rachel Del Tondo. I do believe that Sheldon was set up and had been trying to be set up for Rachel's actual murder. They couldn't get him on that. So they did some other things. People are losing their lives, and this goes back at least 20 years, which is the case, the Jamie Brown and Officer 9 case. Jamie Brown was convicted of third-degree murder of killing a police officer. Again, I'm weekly proving it on my Sunday podcast that premieres at 9:30. And then on Tuesday night, we do a follow-up to that episode. He simply didn't do it. Trying to get him back into the courtroom and bring him back home. He was looking at, and still is looking at, 20 to 40 years. He is up for parole, and he refuses to admit that he did something that he didn't do. So that should tell you a lot about a person. When they don't, you could go home, just say you did this. So, again, that's Sundays and Tuesdays. So tomorrow is Tuesday. So I will be live with all of you that want to come join. Again, thank you so much to Dr. B. Go over there. They're always doing true crime stuff and a good group of ladies. So good night to everybody. I'm going to go get some sleep. And, yep, thanks for joining in, and thank you for being kind in chat, love.